I'm Lithuanian and my name is Mohammed.
A fairly new comedian here today. His name is Mahmoud and he's a Lithuanian.
So you take one by one to a separate room alone, and this is where you meet the president and you speak to the president for 5 minutes in Lithuanian.
What, did you become friends with the president?
In
Change contacts, maybe?
Yeah, as you can see, I'm using her first name. We're on first name basis.
BFF for life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That was.
So now that you are a Lithuanian citizen, yeah, do you feel that you are 100% that you are accepted by Lithuania?
In a way.
Moonshine comedy. Hi, my name is Ben.
And I'm Sylvan. Welcome for the episode number 28 of Lost in Lithuania.
Lost in Lithuania, number 28. But before we do our podcast, I want to let you know, so we do open mics here at Flow Bar every single Thursday. It is Thursday today, but when do we post it?
Yes, probably Monday.
Probably
so
Monday,
don't
so
worry
you'll see
about
this on Monday. But we do open mics every single Thursday here at 8 p.m. Come rain or shine, come see us on stage. And then we also have another open mic on
every Tuesday in Bar Policlinica on Gediminas Prospectus. The show starts at 8:30. So the both shows are with free entrance. It's a pay what you can type of show. So if you want to see the English stand-up scene of Lithuania, come check us out. Yeah. And also I want to say thank you for the 300 people that subscribe to us on YouTube. That's an achievement. You know,
yes.
It's nothing, but if you have 300 people in front of your window screaming or something, you get scared. So thank you for every single one of you.
Thank you, all you 300 people. Just don't come to our window and scream. I don't need that again. No, and so we're actually here with a fairly new comedian here today. His name is Mahmoud, and he's a Lithuanian. So I will let him introduce himself.
Yeah, you don't need to adjust your mic. I am Lithuanian. I've been originally from Egypt. Been living here since 2011. Became a Lithuanian citizen in 2019 after a lot of immigration processes.
What kind of immigration?
Can you explain more about the situation that you encountered?
So basically when I moved here in 2011, there was the first step is to get the residency permit, which is a temporary one for 1 year. So that was during that time. And after living here for 5 years, I got the thing called permanent residency, which is 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah. But then after 7 years of living here, I started the process of citizenship, and I was granted citizenship on 2019.
So that was, it took you about a year, right?
Yeah, because the problem is that when you apply for citizenship, you have one step in the immigration office where they collect the information. Then they send it to the president's secretary office, and the committee that reviews those documents, they don't meet on a regular basis. So you can be called after 1 year, maybe 1 month, okay, depending on when they want.
Government efficiency.
Yeah.
I know in the U.S. Whenever they do immigration. For us, like they get together for like the citizenship, like people who become American citizens. Did that happen to you at all?
So on my day of going to the secretary office for the process, last part of the process, after like they finally met, they invited me to the president's secretary office near Vilnius University. So the process is you go there. You fill out a form in Lithuanian, of course. They speak to you as if you've been born here in Lithuania, like even though that
you want to become a Lithuanian.
Yeah, definitely, but
they treat you like one.
But they accept your application with an A2 level in Lithuanian, which the one that you get for the permanent residency. So technically, you have to improve on that A2 level very fast. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I filled out the form in Lithuanian. Yeah.
You improved.
Yeah. Enough to get me into trouble, but not out of trouble, I guess. But I filled out the form. Then I was sitting with the secretary office. They take you one by one talk to you in Lithuanian about what you wrote. And somehow, just my luck, the process changed that day. They took us to another building and to this huge meeting room. And they explained a lot of things in Lithuanian. I couldn't understand some of it. But somehow they take one by one to a separate room alone. And this is where you meet the president. And you speak to the president for 5 minutes in Lithuanian.
What, so you had to speak to the president. Who was the president during that time?
At that time, it was Dalia.
Dalia. Okay. Yeah. How was that talking to the president? Was that intimidating? How many people were there to get the citizenship?
There was a lot of people, at least 15 people. But the funny thing is, there was another Egyptian called Mahmoud as well. Like, yeah, so you let one in, we bring another one automatically. But yeah, it was
1 plus 1.
Yeah.
But is that common? Like, to you actually speak with the actual president? So
I asked a lot of people after that because this was her last term and last days in office, so I think she was bored.
Okay.
Like
She was like, I wanted to do something. Let's go
Yeah.
talk to Mahmoud over
let's
there.
pretend that I am busy.
yeah. So because after that, whenever I have any friends who went through this process and I asked them, did you meet the president? They said no. Why? Like it's not part of the conversation. For me, it seemed was my time, I guess.
Did you become friends with the president?
In
Change
5
contacts, maybe.
Yeah, as you can see, I'm using her first name. We're on first
Yeah,
name basis.
BFF for life.
Yeah,
after
exactly.
Yeah.
There was no diplomatic incident after it, so thank God. But the other guy, I think he was asked about speeding tickets. So she has a file with your name on and all your incidents and stuff like that. So they are well prepared.
Okay.
Okay. They
So
did their
what they
research.
had on you? Nothing. Yeah, it
Nothing,
was-
thank God.
That's nice.
So I want to talk a little bit about one of your bits you say. So you talk about you had to prove to them that you weren't married, right?
Yeah, that's.
So how can you do that?
Well, the thing is, of course, everybody knows in Islam we have 4 wives.
Minimum.
Yeah,
Minimum 4 wives.
yeah, that's like why settle for one? No, we got I got married here in Lithuania, so we had to go to the office to get the appointment to get married. And they asked me for this document to prove that I don't have any wives in Egypt. The thing is, in the Egyptian ID, it has all your information. There's no GDPR or anything because it has your name, your education, your religion,
How
everything.
many wives you've got?
Yeah, it's written on it if you're single or not. Everything is written like so. Technically, when I went back to Egypt and I asked them, can I have a document saying that I'm not married? And they said, but it's written in your ID that you're not married. I said, yeah, but it's in Arabic and Lithuania wants it in, at least in English and translated to Lithuanian. So I had to ask somebody who knew somebody to get me a document from the government saying that according to their records, I don't have any wives in Egypt.
That actually sounds like something like I had a similar experience in China trying to get some documents where it was like you had to know the right person in order to get the document because you would go to them and be like, can you present this? And they're like, no, go away.
Now, we have a joke always about government institutions in Egypt is that if you go to a government institution building that has 4 floors, be prepared, they will tell you go to the 5th floor and ask somebody for a stamp. Like this is basically the logical, like they would send you all around.
From one office to another.
Yeah,
Sounds like Romania also.
Sounds like China where they would like you had to go to every single room and then finally after you went to every single room
You
then
discover
they-
that you have a document that's missing, so you need to take that.
Yeah.
No, but then when you do that and you tell them, finally, when you exhaust all your resources, the guy who you first came to is the one that does it.
Yeah, usually it is.
It's really strange. It's like we know what you need to do.
They needed to find work for many people.
Yeah, exactly.
So you do the tour.
Yeah, so you lived in Lithuania for 4 years.
14.
14, yeah, sorry, 14 years. Yeah, 4 years. I guess.
I have
yeah,
one
you
also.
some questions.
Because being a foreigner, being from an Arabic country, what are like the stereotypes that you heard, or maybe some encounters that you had?
It was a bit strange for me because, I was lucky enough that I used to travel when I was living in Egypt. So I had my passport had multiple Schengen visas, the U.S. Visa, UK, America. USA. Yeah.
Why didn't you stay there?
Let's not go there.
They're like, they wouldn't let me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that one. Like, he doesn't want to stay.
He's like dodged a bullet.
Yeah. I've seen the future when I was there. No, it's so basically when I was applying for a visa to come visit Lithuania for the first time, the consulate was looking into my documents. This was my first introduction to the Egyptian stereotype in Lithuania. So they were looking in my document, looking for any proof that I met a girl in Sharm el-Sheikh or Hurghada, and she's inviting me to Lithuania.
Okay.
So
Is that something that common happens?
Usually, somehow, as I discovered that the majority of the Egyptians I met here either met their wives in Hurghada or Sharm el-Sheikh. In my case,
and what's that?
Well, they go on a trip for a vacation in Egypt. Instead of bringing a souvenir, they bring a husband.
All right.
Yeah, that's nice. So Egyptian men.
Yeah. You want to find a husband?
Go to Lithuania?
Yeah, a souvenir that lasts. But yeah, in my case, my wife and I, we met in London. So the consulate was like very confused, and they were asking why. And I said, I was there. She was there. We met. She was never in Egypt. No, never. Never visited Egypt before. And he was
no,
like,
that's not possible.
Yeah, no, I was
like, I don't think that's real.
Yeah, so that was my first introduction to the concept of stereotypes of Egyptians here. But then when I moved here and I met some of the Egyptians, I understood the stereotype a little bit, and it wasn't a pleasant encounter. But I tend to joke about it a lot.
It's like a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's always coping mechanisms. I mean, it's like, yeah, sometimes stereotypes is like, well, sometimes there's a little bit of truth behind it. Yeah, so...
I'm having also another one. So now that you are a Lithuanian citizen, yeah? Do you feel that you are 100%, that you are accepted by Lithuania?
In a way, definitely. It's a bit confusing sometimes for them because, like, when you say I'm Lithuanian and my name is Mahmoud Mohammed, they look at you as like, why, how? So it's a bit strange. But then when I tell them the journey that I went through to become a Lithuanian citizen, and I can see the appreciation because I did something that I achieved something, because I live in a city outside of Vilnius. They are all Polish and Russian speakers. They don't speak Lithuanian there. So I'm a foreigner who wanted to learn Lithuanian and met the president and did all this process just to stay here in the country and everything. So I think it shows a bit of how much I love the country and how much I appreciate being here.
Yeah,
that's very nice.
I mean, you have to give up your own passport. You have to give up the Egyptian passport. Did you have any feelings about that?
Nah, that Egyptian passport was holding me back anyway. Now
they just look at your passport. They're like, Mahmoud, all right.
That passport is not. It doesn't open doors. Maybe the prison doors, but not the airport.
Okay. So I was reading through a little bit of your profile. It sounds like you're a proud ally for LGBTQ+, which is commendable. How much of that is in Egypt?
Well, that's why.
As you can imagine.
As you can imagine.
Big question.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to.
That's why I was highlighting it in my profile because, for example, in Islamic countries, it's against the law to be gay. You can get arrested or even killed if a person identifies you as LGBTQ. So for me, when I came to Lithuania, I was always trying to work with diversity and inclusion, and not only with LGBTQ people, as well minorities and everything. I was part of committees that was supporting foreigners, trying with the diversity charter as well to discuss ideas of integrations and how to make the work environment better for people from different backgrounds.
Wow, that's
nice.
Yeah, that's
actually
really
very
nice. Yeah.
But for example, I mean, you still are in touch with like family members. Yeah.
In Egypt?
In Egypt.
Yeah, definitely.
So how are they seeing this? Are they supporting or?
I'm lucky enough that my family was in Egypt. They are not 100% Egyptians. They are a bit more European thinking. So I was lucky that I was given this education and this mindset. Most of my family are scattered around. Like I have a cousin in Paris, a cousin in the US, and a lot of internationally educated cousins.
Okay, so they experience like the different types of cultures.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's really
nice.
Yeah, and also another thing is you went to the Equal Opportunities Office to file an official complaint against Barclays.
Yeah.
Do you care to elaborate a little bit about that?
Well, I can use their name now because they're no longer in Lithuania.
Yeah.
So there is not going to be any GDPR issues, I guess, in this situation.
Did you have to sign like a non-disclosure?
No, basically what happened was when I moved here in Lithuania, I was trying to find a job. And it was quite difficult. My background was in advertising and media. And the funny thing is that our office that I used to work in Egypt had an affiliated office here in Lithuania. So I asked the CEO of our company and the head of marketing for General Motors to write a recommendation letter so I would apply in the office here in Lithuania. They said that I had good experience, but they couldn't hire me because I didn't have the language. So because
You mean Lithuanian language, right? Okay.
Because they're mainly dealing with local clients and it's quite difficult. So it's understandable in this perspective. I took it and it was a good reason not to accept. But when I applied for Barclays, I applied for those entry levels, like support specialist on the phone. So all you needed was English, basically, that you can speak English and have a good communication, which I had. So they automatically declined me. So I felt like, why? It's like because the qualification needed was not very specific. It's not like something that you had to be an IT specialist or anything.
Yeah, it's an entry-level job, so basically they train you to...
Yeah, exactly. Everything can be learned from that perspective. So I went to the Equal Opportunity Office and asked them, can you ask them at least for me to know what am I doing wrong to better improve? And they sent an official letter to Barclays and asked them why my CV was declined. And the answer that they got was because my education and work experience was in Egypt, and this meant that they cannot take it into consideration. So according to Barclays, I'm not educated or I don't have work experience.
What? That's
fucked up.
And the thing
really
is
messed up.
that, my school in Egypt was a private French school. My university was a private American university, and my company that I was working in for like 6 years was an international American company. So, like,
Gosh.
the only problem was the address was in Egypt.
Yeah, it was within the borders of...
One of the funniest situations I got was I applied once to an open position here in Vilnius for an Arabic speaker, and I got automatically declined for that one as well.
Well, why'd you get automatically declined? I feel like it's like, and then I asked you Equal Opportunity Office, and
No, I didn't go to that time to the Equal Opportunity Office because when Barclays replied with that answer about my education and work experience, Equal Opportunity Office said, okay, thank you, and they didn't see it as a problem. So I understood that there will be no help in that situation. So when I got declined for an Arabic speaking position, I said, I'm not gonna even try. Like, come on, my name is Mahmoud Mohammed. How Arabic can you be? Like,
I don't know, maybe they were looking for a Lithuanian that speaks
there's a lot of those. I only know one that does that. Only one person here in Lithuania, and he works as an official translator. And that's basically...
But now you are the second one, yeah? You are the
more or less.
Lithuanian Arabic.
Yeah, definitely. I speak perfect Lithuanian, definitely.
Yeah, perfect Lithuanian. That is exactly how it is.
Send
We're
us
going,
job offers at Instagram at Lost in Lithuania.
Yeah, Lost in Lithuania. You can talk to Mahmoud. He will be able to do all your Arabic to Lithuanian needs. Oh, that's pretty wild.
And now that you are a comedian, maybe you want to share something. First of all, how it came to your mind to because yes, he started at our open mics. He right here in Moonshine Comedy open mics.
Right.
So how did you, it was like an older dream, or how did you decide?
No, for me, I was always joking about stereotypes and like trying to counter stupid questions with jokes. Like, for example, once I was asked a question, can you...
Please share the most stupid question.
Yeah, can you...
I want to know.
There's a lot of them.
I want to know what not to ask.
No, like that was a bit weird. We were in front of a church and I was asked a question, can you enter the church? And I was like, okay. So I put my right leg in and looked up and there was no lightning. I said, yeah, God allows me. So I went in. It's like, so that's basically how I used to interact with, the thing is that there is a lot of stereotypes and there's situations where people are asking questions, not out of racism or anything, but there is not a lot of information that you can find about Islam and Arabs and Egyptians without getting into the Fox News spectrum of information. So I try to make people feel comfortable about asking these questions if they are asking it in a nice way by giving some jokes that it will be a bit more comfortable for them and not say, how dare you ask me this question?
Yeah, I mean, it is always kind of hard, like, especially if you want to ask someone a question, you're truly like interested in it, and it's like, how do I go about it without seeming offensive? And sometimes you can ask like some really dumb questions.
Yeah, we have a lot of questions. Like I remember I was asked once, can you marry your cousin? I was
of course.
Oh yeah,
yeah, definitely.
Actually, it's legal in Texas. You can marry your cousin. No. Sorry, it's illegal in Texas, legal in New York. So.
Okay, the more you know.
The more you know. The last time I checked. What about, can you marry your cousin in Romania? Do you know this?
No, I guess no. But I'm not sure. I mean, because
you didn't try.
I think, but the first degree cousin, I think for sure no. I didn't try.
Your first cousin you can.
In
New York you can marry.
Yeah.
I remember because I was having an argument. The reason why this came up, I was having an argument with someone from New York, and they were like, "Oh, in Texas they just marry all their relatives." And I'm like, "Well, it's actually illegal, but it's legal in New York." And
maybe he was meant that you that there's a stereotype about making love with relatives, not necessarily taking them to the altar.
Yeah.
No,
shotgun wedding,
Shotgun wedding.
Yeah. You see, as you said, some stereotypes have a bit of truth.
Have a bit of truth. Yeah, there's a couple of kissing cousins. No.
How can you practice kissing without kissing to your cousins? Come on.
It's easy technique.
Facts.
That's how you do it.
Okay, so maybe we finish on this.
We'll finish on this. This is divulging, guys. We want to thank you so much, Mahmoud, for coming out today.
You.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
And again, we're lost in Lithuania. We're just our podcast. We just talk. We interview people. We try to do whatever you guys want to do. So if there's any topic or anything you feel like is interesting that you want to talk about, just either about Lithuania or anything like that, you let us know, and we can totally do that.
Or maybe there's a person that you would like us to have an interview with. Leave us a comment or something. We'll try to get in contact. And if he wants to go to this very famous podcast, we'll do our best.
300 people, very famous.
Yes. 300 people.
As I said, social media made us believe that 300 people is not enough, but it is actually a big amount.
No,
that's what I like to believe.
I like to believe that's a perfect amount. We're doing well.
Yes. So thank you. Subscribe.
Thank you.
Subscribe, and we'll catch you next episode.
Bye.